up, guys? I'm going to take you through how I got 440k on Apoc 2. I'll go ahead and show you the score. So yeah, this is the team I used. Every week this is good for like top 15 or so in the world. I'm going to show you my placements, my gearing, and a few tips and tricks to help you guys achieve similar results.
What have you done? Do you trust me?
Okay, so first off, you want to put Wukong in this spot here. That will give him the ability, because of the tiles we're going to occupy, he can spawn a monkey here, 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 and also here, which is an unoccupied tile. And you want him to have 3 at all times to help with damage and stuns when the saw face comes up. So next, we'll place Carnelian down in a Wings of Grace set, so that'll boost Wukong. Kagiri next. Wings of Grace him with Elowen. Twyla here. And Pharisee here. I know it's an odd location, but this allows him to cover everybody. And he is also Wings of Grace. And then Valveron here. Wait till his animation is done so it doesn't mess anything up with the Wings of Grace boost. We'll put Durza here, Wings of Gracing Valveron. So now, Volca. Volca's not going to get the Wings of Grace boost. She doesn't deal that much damage. She's here for vulnerabilities, healing, reduced deployment time, and also the damage reduction. And then we'll place Torador down in a morale set. He's here for, you know, to tank. You gotta have somebody with high HP, because Simmer hits them harder. He has defense reduction, a Lord boost. So I'm not gonna actually run this through, but I'm gonna provide a few tips. So it's important when you run this to ult Twyla as frequently as possible, because she gains penetration as the match goes on, and as you know, Simmer has very, very high defense. So the sooner you can get her maximum penetration increase, the better. The ult her as much as possible. But a very important thing is you don't want to ult her where she can't, you know, like if I ulted her, you could probably get one off in the beginning. You just want to make sure that you can ult everybody when the boss goes down. Because you're dealing the most damage. You take the face down, ult everybody when the boss goes down. And we bring Durza along as our inspiration unit because he's the only inspiration unit in the game that can allow Kagiri to ult when the boss is down, because Durza damages people. So the synergy between Durza and Kagiri is phenomenal. It allows you to do something you can't do with any of the other inspiration units. I'll let another phase play out and show you a couple tricks. The Aegis phase is pretty easy. Kagiri's going to debuff him the whole time. And the poison, the end of the poison, and the Saw phase are the trickiest points. The Aegis phase with this team is by far the easiest. So he's about to go down. So when you go into the poison phase, Valveron has, as you can see, 3 little dots above his head, and those are 3 extra lives. If he loses one of those extra lives, despite having a Carnelian orb, he's, like, even if the orb doesn't go away, it's just going to deduct that life first, which is, I think, is kind of weird. But if he loses one of those lives, his damage just goes down substantially. So in the poison phase, you want to put, you know, if you're not able to cleanse it before he does his big smack or whatever, you're going to want to ult some of your other healers to keep his HP up, or maybe bring a wood elf in. Just be mindful during the poison phase of Valderon's health when you run this team. That's the most important thing about, one of the most important things about the poison phase. Also, I ult everybody when the boss is down, except at the end of the poison phase, I wait. I hold Torador's ult because his ult increases his attack speed, and you want to save that because after the poison phase will be a Saw phase. You want to save his ult for that Saw phase. So Wukong and Torador are doing all the work stunning the Saw. So every time boss goes down in the poison phase, don't ult Torador. You can ult everybody else, and don't ult like in the beginning out of panic or something when he goes to the Saw phase. Just save the ults until the Saw comes up. So that's another very important trick. So I showed the placement. I kind of gave a couple little tricks. Yeah, so I'll go over gearing now. Torador, he has his exclusive gear piece. It's going to give him 10% more HP. That's not all that important, but the other part of that's not too important. Giving him 10% more HP is great. He's an Astral Guardian, so you can make a set. It's the best defender left side set. And then he's an all HP main stat, morale. And he's got a lot of defender stats in these as well. If you can, don't go out of your way to do it, but give him a little attack speed if you can squeeze it in on any of these pieces of gear. If you can get some attack speed, that's going to help a lot for stuns. And then I don't know what the best artifact is, to be honest, with Apoc. I do run this just for the HP boost, to keep him alive a little bit longer. He's got an HP and a damage boost. His damage is pretty insignificant, but it's something. And when you're trying to climb leaderboard or maybe get a new PR, it may help a touch. So Kagiri,
I shall never kneel.
Put Kagiri's gear now. So he's in Soulbound. I have one crit damage piece on him. You want to go for quad rolls, quad DPS stats. Him and Wukong are the same. I give them, because they have some defense ignore in their kit, I give them 1 crit damage main stat, and then 2 attack bonus main stats. Try to get quad rolls when I can, and, Wicked Vengeance on the left. An important thing rule of thumb I try to go by is trying to keep everybody for Apoc 2's HP as high as achievable while maintaining the stats that you want. So I try to keep everybody's HP at like 35k or above. There's one exception to that, and I'll go over it in a minute. And then, of course, we have his artifact. Okay, so Wukong, almost the exact same build as Kagiri. We have a crit damage main stat, attack bonus. They're all, except that one, are quad DPS rolls. Wicked Vengeance on the left side, and his exclusive artifact. Volca, so she's in Soulbound. I have all my DPS in Soulbound. One cool thing about her exclusive piece is that it gives her 15% crit rate. So you can play around with stats on the other pieces as long as her crit rate's at 85%. There's a quad roll. That one's got some HP, keep her alive. Some more HP. I was able to get away with a quad on this because, you know, her exclusive gets her crit rate at the amount that we need. So I've got her HP above 35 as well, and then her exclusive artifact. So now Twyla, so Twyla and Volker are geared a little different than the others. Twyla has 2 crit damage main stat pieces with quad rolls. There's an attack piece. There's another crit damage. The reason I have 2 crit damage on her and 1 attack is because of this skill. Where is it at? This one. Each time the ultimate is triggered, grants an extra 10% defense penetration. That's defense ignoring. During the next ultimate, stacking up to 80% defense penetration. So, like I was saying earlier, like ult her as much as possible to get to that 80%, because then she's just dealing more damage the entire match. And I have her on Wicked Vengeance as well. And when you do this crit damage, double crit damage right side, try to keep her attack at like at least 20k. So she's still doing something until she hits that max cap of defense penetration. And then she's, her HP again is over like 35k. The artifact you can play around with a little. I like Shattered Hilt. I feel like it works the best for the team I'm running, and it's just like a really, really good artifact for a non-exclusive artifact. Okay, so now to Valderon. Valderon, just like all my other DPS, except Volca, has some defense ignoring his kit. So I'm going to run 2 attack bonus soulbounds on him and a crit damage main stat with Wicked Vengeance again, and his HP is well above the threshold I like to keep it above. He's at 46k, and I have his artifact. There's a lot of things that make this team work really, really well. Part of it is his artifact. So as you can see here, he's inflicting P vulnerability to the boss, and everybody that I'm running on this team deal physical damage, so it just works out amazing. And then you got the defense penetration from Torador, so it just works really, really well. Alright, so I'll do Durza, and then I'll go to the healers, and that'll finish things up. So Durza's built just like you would build Dolores or Constance or whatever. Just a typical inspiration character build, so just load them down with attack. If you have Carnelian, you can not worry about his HP so much because, you know, she's tossing extra lives out basically. So his HP is lower than what I wanted, but Carnelian's really only working hard on one character the whole match, and she can easily restore a soul essence to one character the whole match, very easily. So she's really only working until like the end, and then she's working on everybody because you're almost getting one tapped at that point. So you can get away with one unit, which typically should be your inspiration unit, having a below like 35k HP, and it'll be completely fine. And then a Tear of Twilight on Durza because inspiration comes from attack. This is going to increase his attack by 30%. Something you can put on him and him only inspiration wise. That's going to make a huge, huge impact. You can't do that to like Dolores or Constance. You can, you know, put some okay artifacts, but this is massive for an inspiration unit. Attack is increased by 30%. So he's getting the Lord boost. 15% attack increase. He's getting the 30% from the Tear of Twilight. He's getting, you know, whatever stats I put into his gear, and a 12% from the Wings of Grace. So his attack is just through the roof and allows me to deal tons of damage. Alright, so on to the healers. Carnelian has a super low defense stat. So I just loaded her down with HP. She needs tons of it because she basically has like no defense.
It's a good
you can see this is just like a regular fighter has like almost 4 times as much, or almost 3 times as much defense as she does.
I will.
And her HP
unearth
stats like
the
pretty low in
strength.
comparison to some other units. So
I will.
I built her a little weird. I
unearth
focused on
the strength
she's not really doing any
within
healing, so I
you.
don't really care that much about her attack. Don't really care that much about the healing effect. I put some rage regen because her ultimate's great. And then what I really wanted to do, the most important stats for her are getting that attack interval down low, because in her kit, after the hero's healing waves reach an ally without soul essence 7 times, grant soul essence to them. And soul essence is basically like an extra life, so to speak. So yeah, give her a little bit of rage regen. Bring that attack interval down as low as you can while also giving her a lot of HP. And I went like mad overkill, gave her 46k. Seems to work out all right. And I give most of my healers Golden Scarab. Gives them another 50% rage regen. So between that Golden Scarab and the gear I have on her, she's at 88% rage regen right there. The soft cap's 100. So she's basically there. And another thing to look at when you gear your folks for Apoc, this helped me a ton when I started doing this, is go to your Pantheon and see, my Pantheon has 40% rage regen. So whatever, like, gear your people based on that. So like if the soft cap is 100% for rage regen, if I'm not mistaken.
I will.
So you have 38.5% from that. You have 50%, so you're at 88.5. And then when you factor in the Pantheon, you're now at well over the soft cap. You have more than enough. So that's kind of how I like geared my folks. You could even do it with attack speed, so you can hit like the soft cap for attack speed at 350. So you could have them at like 320 or something and hit that. So yeah, look at your Pantheon when you're gearing. Pay attention to your artifacts, because the only stats that are going to show up when you go here are going to be just the raw stats from the gear and the raw stats from the artifact. It's not gonna add in.
I will unearth the strength.
It's not even displaying,
you.
you know, the ability from the artifact, because there would be another 50% right here. So take that into account when you're building your characters. So I have 2 more to go over. So Pharisee, he's above that 35k threshold. I'd like to get his attack speed or attack interval a little lower, but it worked out for me. It's really just about like giving a Wings of Grace set, making their healer stats, healing effect, and their attack halfway decent, and attack speed. And I gave him Euphoric Orb. It gives everybody attack speed every so often, and that helps a lot with her trying to get soul essence out. So that's a good artifact to throw on one of your healers. And then we have Elowen. So I have a Golden Scarab on her. As you can see, her rage regen is at 83%. And she is the only cleanser I have. So she's at 83%. She gets another 50% from the artifact. So she's at 133. And then you add my Pantheon in, she's at almost at the hard cap. She's at like 170 something. So we want her ult to come back quick so she can cleanse the poison phase. Her attack speed, if you have an A3 Elowen, getting her attack speed super high is huge. Each basic attack launch has a 20% chance to dispel debuffs from allies. So 1 in every 5 attacks is gonna dispel the poison. So I jacked her attack speed way up. So I got the interval down pretty good. And so I keep harping on this 35k HP threshold with the exception of Durza. So she's at 33, which is close. But when you factor in her exclusive piece, when deployed increases Elowen's max HP by an amount equal to 20 times her healing effect. So she's about at 200 you times that by 20, add a 0, that's 4,000 more HP, and you got her at 37. So it's a little bonus for having her exclusive piece. So yeah, that's everybody's gear. If you have some of the similar characters, you should try to run this team. It's phenomenal. Despite what people may tell you, I mean, you can see for yourself. I get this score every week, at least right at this score. And it's good for like top 15 in the world. And you can do it too. Durza is phenomenal, and he makes all this work together great. So yeah, that's the video. Thanks.